Did you, like, are people kind of, your people who know you well, kind of, whoa, seeing you do these kind of insane violent scenes, is that kind of funny for people, or?
Yeah, I mean, my dad said that I shouldn't go dating for a while, which, is dads being dads.
Yeah, a very dad reaction, I feel. Do you, and now it's starting to, screen here. How do you describe it to people usually who haven't seen it yet? Like, what do you say to them about, kind of what it's all about, or what's kind of to draw people to go to,
I literally say, if you hate period films, go and watch it. If you like period films, go and watch it. It's like the best of both worlds. That's probably the easiest sentence to give over to people, because so many people have said, oh, I hate Shakespeare though. And I'm like, well, it's not.
Which is funny, because I do feel like, when I first saw the title, I was like, oh, this must be a Shakespeare adaptation or Macbeth told from, but it's obviously not. It's related to the title of the novel instead.
And I made that mistake as well when I read the sides. I thought it was Shakespeare, not Shakespeare.
Yeah.
Better.
So speaking of other physical roles, I know you also have just filmed a film with The Rock, in which you're playing a wrestler. Can you talk a little bit about that project?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
It's called Fighting with My Family, and it's a wrestling film. So that was interesting, going from this in that corset to, wrestling. And it's about the WWE star Paige. It's about her backstory, how she went from Norwich to basically winning Divas champion. And what an amazing story it is. Her entire family back home are wrestlers, and they own a wrestling school. And it's essentially a rags to riches story. So I had the amazing opportunity to play her, and Stephen Merchant directed it.
How neat.
And The Rock features, because he was actually part of her story.
And he plays himself, right?
He plays himself. He actually told her that she was going to win that evening. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. He said, you're gonna go on. They want you to go on, and they want you to win. So
yeah.
So he was then obviously had to be in our story as well.
Now, how did you go about playing a professional? Was that something you had to kind of, did you research on how to do that? Or were you able to?
I didn't wrestle. I don't know how to wrestle. That wasn't something we were like, wrestle. We did very intense training. The moment I got the job, we started with, I needed to look like I could chuck someone. That's basically what you need to look like. So I did heavy CrossFit.
Oh my God.
I know.
I need this I need to get a role like that so that I train to do it, yeah.
Oh, I have to go work out. I'm doing this wrestling film. Yeah, it was easy. And then training, learning how to wrestle, how to back bump, how to throw a punch, how to kick and drop and all of that fun stuff.
Is The Rock as kind of a delightful, positive force in person as I would imagine he would be?
Totally.
Yeah.
I mean, there's this one moment in Paige's story where when she goes on, she obviously wins, and it was such a shock match. We filmed that. We filmed that in LA, and he gave me a bit of his time. He gave me like half an hour of his time before we went on and filmed
nice.
In front of like Monday Night Raw, and he basically was teaching me how to throw a punch so that the camera and all these angles. And we were in the ring, and I was just looking at him and looking at the ring, looking at the Staples Center, and I was like, oh my God.
This is crazy. Yeah, this is a surreal moment.
This is crazy.
Yeah.
Dwayne's teaching me how to wrestle. What?
Yeah, I've been excited recently because like he keeps talking about running for president or something, and I'm like, what a likable dude. Why not, right?
Yeah, he's lovely.
Yeah,
why not? Exactly.
And also, I saw I'm sure you must be excited. You're going to be acting opposite Anthony Hopkins soon too. What a cool life achievement. I mean, can you imagine? Are you excited? Have you met him? Do you know him?
No, I don't know him. It's not like we're buddies and we have tea every
You're not
Monday.
Texting.
I don't know. I'm playing Cordelia in King Lear, and I'm playing his daughter. I'm so shocked and amazed and happy, and I just can't wait. So, yeah. You're just shaking your head.
I'm like, that's amazing to play Anthony Hopkins' daughter, right?
Yeah.
And that is actually Shakespeare, not...
That is Shakespeare.
Yeah, right. I know.
You will have to bear that one.
What did you have when you were growing up or now, like role models or actresses or actors that you looked up to that you always sort of thought, this is someone whose career is kind of extremely impactful to me, or I'd love to have something that looks something like this maybe at some point?
Yeah, I mean, from such a young age, I've always watched Natalie Portman on my screens. Just from her in Leon to just anything that she's done. Closer, anything. I love her. And then just... women that I have watched like Emma Stone. I appreciate absolutely everything she does, whether it was from her early days as, Easy A or Birdman or La La Land. I think she has a quality that, you know, she keeps herself in every role, and I really like that, and I love her career.
Yeah.
Brie
like
Larson as well. There's so many amazing women.
Are you interested to ever do theater or TV or other? Has film sort of always been where you're most interested, or?
It's not like I got up one day and I was like, I'm only doing films.
Crossing everything else off, right.
Like film just happened. I did this audition. I didn't expect to get it. I got it. And then I was in the industry and I got an agent. And it just kind of kept on going from there. I would love to do theatre at some point. I learned what I learned when I was in school on stage. And if TV comes about and it's the right character, then sure. But for now, I'm in a very comfortable lane, and I'll see what happens. But yeah, no, I'd love to do it all.
Do you have like something right now you're just obsessed with, like a TV show you're binging or like?
Glow. Oh my God.
Yes.
It's because I know what they're doing. I know what they're.
Yeah, you can. The wrestlers. Yeah.
And it's so, you know, when they're all I don't know if you've seen Glow.
Alison Brie on Netflix. Yeah.
Amazing. There's this amazing scene where they're all throwing themselves on the mat trying to get the back bump correct. That is literally what it's like. You throw yourself down 20 times and you feel like a beetle on your back, and then the one time it works right, and then that's it. You know how to do it.
Do you have to? Did you, like, after each day on set, would you need like ice packs?
Hurts.
And I'm
It
sure
hurts.
your body must have just been like going through it.
So much arnica.
Yeah, I don't know how. After both of these very physical. Yeah, a lot going on.
Fun though, completely
Yes.
fun.
Yes, completely fun.
Yeah.
Well, Florence, it's so great to get to talk to you about this stuff. I know we have a few questions from the audience. Do anyone? Yeah, right here.
Hi.
Hi.
I was wondering, like, I think I read this is your second lead role. Like, is it very daunting to take on roles like these and trying to get into the character's mindset as well?
Yeah, definitely. This was my second role ever, and I was terrified, partly because I knew just how big she was. I knew that it was a film where you couldn't really hide. There wasn't like a moment where I could recover and then, you know, go back to being good again. It was like, it was a full-on film with a very intense story. And I remember when I got the role, just this huge weight landed on my shoulders, and I was just terrified. But I think something about that character is also so exciting that it would be foolish to not, you know, want to throw yourself at it. Also, a character like Catherine, you can't go half-hearted. You have to quite simply just go, all right, okay, I'm gonna wrestle these men, and I'm
going for it.
Attack everyone.
Has anything from playing her stayed with you? I'm curious. Like, do you feel like even now in your daily life that you'll think of things that she did? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose so. I've grown to have a good death stare now.
People know not to mess with you.
Yeah,
huh?
exactly.
Yeah?
I got one comment on on the trailer. It was like, God, she's always looking so grumpy. And I'm like, I'm sorry.
That's funny.
Yeah.
All right, another question for the audience. Yeah, right here.
Hi. So I was wondering, now that you've done this, is there any like particular actor or actress maybe in the future that you'd love to like work with?
Oh my goodness. Yes, there are. I would love to work with. Funny enough, Emma Stone is on my. If I were,
On your dream.
if I were to, it would just be absolutely incredible. Kate Winslet, only because she's just like. She's the boss. Like, she's incredible.
I like
and
that.
you can't get better than her. Weirdly, I mean, now I actually get to. Emma Thompson is also in
In King Lear with you.
and I've wanted to just watch her for so many years. She is definitely up there on someone that I can't wait to just sit in the corner and stare at.
Have you gotten to meet her yet, or no?
No,
Oh my
this
gosh.
is all so new. So
Yeah, how exciting. And then another question for the audience.
Hello.
hi.
I wanted to know, I've heard many actresses say when they are talking about playing a period piece that they hate wearing the corset. So I wanted to know, what was the one thing that you didn't particularly like when you had to transform into this character?
Yeah, you're completely right. everybody hates wearing a corset. It's difficult because I'm hugely into, well, I was always into clothes, and I would always go to the V&A in London and check out the corsets and, you know, all the crinolines and all the petticoats. I love them. So when I got this costume, I was like, great, I get to wear it. And I remember the first time I put it on, I was like, ooh, that's a little bit sore. And it's sore everywhere. It's not just sore in one area. It's like you get the weirdest back pains and knee pains. But for me, that was the best thing about this role, was because I didn't do a huge amount of preparation. I find it very difficult to sit down and write loads of notes. I don't really work like that. But something as physical as this costume made me feel what it was actually like to be in that period. You know, women used to wear this outfit from the moment they woke up to the moment they went to sleep, and it's horrible. You're imprisoned in your own clothing. But for me, that was so eye-opening, because it meant that as a character, she would have hated it too. So whenever she's in her nightie or her dressing gown, or if she's naked, she's happy as Larry. And I just thought, great, Catherine, there you go.
You're right
Use it.
there.
Yeah.
Well, thank you to you guys for coming today. Florence,
you.
thanks for being here. Let everyone know when they can see the film. Yeah.
It opens up this Friday in New York and LA, so get all your mates to go and watch it.
Yeah.
Go and watch it
Plan trips
yourselves.
for the weekend. All right, thanks so much for being here, everyone. Thanks, Florence.